What's up, everyone? It is Josh here from No Butts About It, and we are going to have a very special guest who you are going to meet up next here on No Butts About It. It is Friday, March 21st. I'm Josh Butts of No Butts About It. And to my right, but I think it's your left. The camera, it's all funky. Is a guy you've never seen before. But if you're a Vikings fan, I'm sure you're familiar. It's Onebar from the Onebar Lupagus Show. How are you doing today, first of all?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. Sun's shining. It's Friday. Basketball is going to be on all damn day. Free agency's in full effect. It is a wonderful day. I got to say, in your intro, saw some familiar faces. I saw Dion. I saw the professor from the Cardinals. Looking forward to being here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, Joe and Dion are both friends of the show. And Dion is funny. Before we get into it, I just found him on YouTube, and I found out like his parents and my parents know each other from way back. So that was a funny connection.
That's crazy. Dion's fantastic. He's fun. He's fun to talk football with.
Yes, he's a good guy, fun to talk football with. Lions fan, was rooting for him in the playoffs because the Bengals and Colts didn't make it. But what do you do? What's your thing?
We got the Onebar Lupagus Show. We've gone like just full on these last couple of years. We started off just, talking Vikings every once in a while, but we're almost at 15,000 subs. We're trying to get to 15K by draft day, and we're getting close. So we just live and breathe Minnesota Vikings. We can't help it. They break our heart left and right, but we keep coming back for more. It's delicious.
You've got that strong Minnesota accent too, so we know you're legit.
The amount of comments we get, it's hilarious. Like you guys have the strongest Minnesota accent ever. It's like, dude, we live in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
We're way up north. So This is as thick as it gets. It's thick. I own it.
You know Charlie Barron's? I know he's Wisconsin, but are you familiar with him? He's a comedian.
No.
Oh, you should look him up. He does
I think I do know who that is.
He does the strong like northern Midwest accent, and his like hyperbole is what you sound like. But
no, I do know who that is. I've seen his stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bear with it. There's gonna be a lot of boats in your nose. So just to warn you guys.
Okay. I say ope sometimes, so I'm with you there. Let's just get right into it. So I wanted Onebar to come on the show because the Vikings have been very active in free agency, done a ton of stuff that I've really liked, and I will talk about that later on as we get closer to the regular season. They've made some big moves, but when it comes to making those moves, you can't keep everyone around, and they had to let a guy walk, and that was Cam Bynum. He got picked up by the Indianapolis Colts. So some Colts fans may not know who he is. He's not a super on the radar type of guy. So I just wanted to introduce Colts fans to Cam Bynum because I think he's a very underrated player. So in your opinion, after seeing him the last few years, what would you say Cam Bynum's strengths are?
So Cam Bynum, he came to the Vikings as a 4th-round pick. And when the Vikings drafted him, he came like we didn't know if he was going to play corner or safety, and he was kind of a tweener. Like in that draft process, that's what everybody thought. Like you can kind of pick where you're going to play this guy, and the Vikings plopped him at safety. And even as a rookie, I want to say he started maybe 3 or 4 games as a rookie, which was surprising based off of he was kind of a guy that we figured was going to take a little while, but he also had Harrison Smith next to him, which definitely helped his development. So Cam Bynum, I mean, long story short, he burst on the scene pretty quick, being a big part of this defense. And he's been damn good the last 4 years. He's really good in coverage. A lot of things he gets credit for is more his celebrations. I mean, everybody's always talking about, it's celebrations. I mean, it's great. It's fun. But the dude's a baller. He can play some football. He's a very good safety. When he's out on an island, he's a playmaker. He's always around the ball. He's a damn good tackler. He's good against the run. He just does it all. He does everything very good. Like, he's not like a liability at anything. He's not overly fantastic at everything. He's just a very, very good safety. And I think he's only, I don't know how old he is. He's Bynum 26, 27 maybe.
He's pretty young still.
He's just a very, very good safety that you're not going to have to worry about just having a bad game. There's games where he disappeared at times, and I'm not surprised that the NFL doesn't really know a ton about Cam Bynum because he is very quiet until this year when he started doing all those celebrations. And a very, very good locker room guy as well. Everybody loves him. He's a great teammate. And it was tough to see Cam Bynum go. He's been a fan favorite. He's been a guy that whenever you draft somebody and just watch him get better every year, and then it's like, all right, man, he made his payday. He's gonna say bye. It hurts, but it was deserved. It was just, and I'm sure we'll get into it why he left, but the price tag itself just kind of took the Vikings out of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned he's going to be a good locker room guy. That's something the Colts really need. The Colts really haven't had a culture around them, in my opinion, since Luck left. They've been trying to find their identity, and they just haven't been able to do that. Do you think that Cam Bynum can contribute to building that culture, or is he someone who needs to come in where one's already been established?
No, he can do that. He's at a point in his career. I mean, he was even on, what was he on? NFL Network. I think it was that a couple mornings ago. What's the dude doing? He's just talking JJ McCarthy up. I mean, he's just saying how good of a player this guy's going to be, how good of a guy this guy's going to be. Like, he's still talking up Vikings. He's still like just the guy that everybody loves. And that shows his true colors, because he easily could be talking about all the money he just made, the future with him and the Colts. And he's talking up JJ McCarthy. No, I think he's going to be a very big part of, the Colts leadership. I mean, I could see him being a captain. I don't know who the Colts captains are. I don't know what they got going on defense these days, but he's going to be a big part of that.
The Colts, I don't think they know who their captains are right now either. So that's okay. You mentioned, though, his payday. He got paid a lot. Safeties, it's been a good time for safeties the last few years, really. He signed a $60 million 4-year contract with $26 million fully guaranteed and $32 million total in guarantees. What are your thoughts on that contract initially?
I was surprised how high it was. I don't think it's crazy where I was like, oh my God, I can't believe the Colts just did that. It was deserved. Someone was going to take a swing on him. I think from the Viking standpoint, like we had so many other areas that needed to be addressed. The defensive line, which they addressed heavily, the offensive line, which they addressed heavily. They had to bring back one of our own, Byron Murphy. And when you just start stacking up as far as where he landed, it was easy to let him go get paid. They were never going to pay him that much. Brian Flores' defense, the Vikings defensive coordinator, he's still got some tools. He's got the Josh Metellus, Harrison Smith's coming back. They re-signed Theo Jackson. So Vikings fans kind of knew he wasn't coming back. And the thing with Cam Bynum, which I should have said, is I don't think he's going to be a guy that comes in and transforms a defense single-handedly. He's a nice piece to have. Just like when he was here with the Vikings, he was a nice piece to have. We had the Jonathan Grenards, the Andrew Van Ginkels, we had the Byron Murphys, and Cam Bynum just was a very good piece. He's not going to come in and all of a sudden take a defense single-handedly to a new level. He's going to need some guys around him. So hopefully the Colts have some guys to build around him, still have some money to spend, because I don't think he's just going to all of a sudden be like, all right, your defense is fantastic. but the price tag alone, the price tag alone, that was fair. It was fair. It's just I know the Vikings were never going to go anywhere near that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, really, the Colts defense is kind of at a low bar right now. They brought in Travarius Ward, which should help, but can Cam Bynum tackle? Because that's kind of where the standard's at right now for Colts fans.
No, he can tackle. He's a good tackler. He's had some games where it was kind of like, yikes, but every safety out on an island out there is going to miss some tackles. He can tackle, and he's good against the run. You're not going to have to worry there.
Good. I mean, I know Colts fans, like, it sounds silly to people who haven't watched the Colts a lot, but that's really it. They need tacklers. The Bengals are kind of in the same boat, so it's rough. But Lou, you mentioned Brian Flores' defense and how he wasn't necessarily a priority in that defense. The Colts brought in Lou Anarumo this year as their new defensive coordinator, and Lou Anarumo doesn't really have a consistent base scheme. He changes it week to week based on who the opponent is. However, something I believe is very important in his scheme is the free safety. And we kind of saw that when Jesse Bates left the Bengals, his schemes kind of took a major hit, and they never really replaced Jesse Bates. Now, Cam Bynum is very likely going to be the starting free safety in Lou's schemes. Do you think that will work out? Like, what do you think of all that?
100%. That's where he should be. I mean, 8 interceptions in 4 years. I mean, he's always around the ball, and that's kind of was his role with the Vikings. I mean, Harrison Smith was a strong safety, laying everybody out, while Cam Bynum was out there picking off the quarterbacks, doing all the fun stuff, getting the pick sixes and doing the dancing. So I think Cam Bynum's going to fit in great in that defense. Like you said, Ward as well. That's going to be wonderful as well, because Cam Bynum has had some good cornerbacks while he's been here too. I don't know who the other safety is back there, but no, he's going to work out great. Like that's a perfect spot for him.
Do you think that he relied heavily on Harrison Smith? Because my personal belief is that Harrison Smith's a borderline Hall of Famer. I don't think
absolutely. The good thing for Colts fans to know is I don't think he heavily relied on it. I think he relied on his mentorship and cracking him in the shape. But Harrison Smith, the last couple of years is he's 37 years old. He's been on a decline. So he's not the hitman we've seen 5 years ago. So Cam Bynum at times was picking up Harrison Smith's slack.
Okay. That's good to know for Colts fans. Cause I mean, anyone who's watched the Vikings defense or the last 10 years knows Harrison Smith is a big deal. And so I think that there was kind of a worry there for some fans that, like, is this guy just getting carried? So
I would be the only, as far as getting carried, Brian Flores has made some guys look very, very good these last couple of years. And is that his scheme? Is that where he's putting these guys? Is he putting Cam Bynum in a spot to succeed? That would be the only thing I'd piggyback on as far as, what made Cam Bynum so good.
Okay. I guess final question about him. How excited should Colts fans be about Cam Bynum? I mean, everyone gets excited about the big name signings, but Cam Bynum's not a big name, like we mentioned. So,
well, I mean, the Colts obviously think he's a big name for what they paid him. I think he's going to be a huge part of that defense. I'll say the Vikings, when we signed Andrew Van Ginkel last year, nobody thought him as a big name. I kind of compared the two signings, kind of a guy that's under the radar and goes into a very good spot, and Van Ginkel absolutely lit it up. So Cam Bynum, I think Colts fans should be excited. The Colts fans are going to love this guy. They're going to absolutely love him day one. Like I said, locker room guy in the media, doing his dances, but he also backs it up on the field. So they should be very excited about him. Based off of the price tag, I would say you should probably expect anywhere from 3 to 6 picks, some damn good games back there. And he's, like I said, he's not a liability. I just hope he backs up that price that they paid him.
I hope so too. It's rough here in Indiana when the Colts aren't playing well.